After weeks of searching, she stood outside Daniel's mansion, trembling with fear. When Daniel welcomed her inside, she broke down crying.
There is something I have carried in my heart for many years. I am the woman who gave birth to you, and I am the one who abandoned you outside Mama Ngozi's Akara shop.
Silence filled the room. Daniel stared at her in disbelief. His world seemed to stop. He had never imagined such a truth. The only mother he had ever known was Mama Ngozi.
I forgive you.
But being my biological mother and being my real mother are not the same thing. You are the woman who taught me love. You are the woman who taught me kindness. You are the woman who sacrificed everything for me. You are the only mother I have ever known. Even Linda could not hold back her emotions. Daniel then turned back to his biological mother. I forgive you because carrying hatred will not heal either of us. But the greatest gift you can give me now is to honor the woman who gave me the life you could not. Overcome with remorse, the biological mother fell to her knees before Mama Ngozi.
Thank you. Thank you for loving the son I abandoned. No child should lose a mother twice.
The four of them stood together in tears. That day, Daniel realized something greater than wealth. Family is not only built by blood, it is built by sacrifice. It is built by unconditional love. And sometimes, the person who gives you life is not the same person who teaches you how to live.
The emotional reunion spread throughout the city. People who heard David's story couldn't stop talking about the widow who had sacrificed everything for a child who was never biologically hers. Television stations, newspapers, and social media celebrated Mama Ngozi's extraordinary love. But while the world praised her, Mama Ngozi remained the same humble woman.
Every morning she woke up before sunrise out of habit. Instead of sleeping late in her beautiful new home, she would quietly walk into the supermarket she now owned, greet every worker with a smile, and remind them never to cheat customers. My son was raised by honesty. We will never become rich by treating people badly. The employees loved her. Despite their wealth, Daniel and Linda chose to live simple lives.
Daniel often drove himself to work instead of using a convoy.
Linda regularly visited orphanages. She brought donations and love to the children. Linda's kindness made them feel special. Her visits brought joy and hope to the orphanage. She also visited widows in memory of the difficult days she had spent in the village. God cares. Widows support. You are not alone.
One evening, as the family gathered for dinner, Daniel noticed Mama Ngozi coughing repeatedly.
Mama, are you all right?
I'm fine, it's just old age.
Mama, I'm not convinced. I think you are sick.
I promise it's nothing.
The following morning, Linda secretly arranged for Mama Ngozi to undergo a full medical examination at one of the country's best hospitals. The results left everyone speechless. Mama Ngozi had a serious heart condition that had developed over many years of hardship and exhaustion. Linda, I need to explain the situation. This heart disease is years of stress, hunger, and physical labor had damaged her heart. She needs surgery immediately.
Surgery?
How soon?
When Daniel heard the news, he felt as though someone had pulled the ground from beneath his feet. The woman who had sacrificed everything for him was now fighting for her own life.
Without hesitation, Daniel rushed to the hospital. Doctor, I don't care what it costs. Please save my mother. Don't worry, we would do everything possible to save your mother.
Preparations for the operation began immediately. As news spread, thousands of people gathered outside the hospital. Many were villagers who remembered buying akara from Mama Ngozi years earlier. Others were people whose lives she had quietly touched with acts of kindness.
Even Daniel's biological mother refused to leave. She sat quietly in a corner of the waiting room, praying through tears.
I failed my son. But please don't take away the woman who became the mother I could never be.
Hours passed. Finally, the surgeon emerged. Everyone stood. The doctor smiled.
The surgery was successful.
The waiting room erupted in tears.
Daniel rushed into his mother's hospital room. She opened her eyes slowly. The first thing she saw was Daniel crying beside her bed.
My son.
No more suffering, Mama. You've carried enough pain for one lifetime.
Weeks later, after recovering, Mama Ngozi returned home. Daniel surprised her with another gift. He had built a modern community center in the village where she had sold her akara for so many years. Mama Ngozi Hope Center.
The center included a free nursery school, a health clinic, a vocational training center for widows, and a shelter for abandoned children.
What have I done to deserve all this?
You gave one abandoned baby a chance to live. Today, thousands of children will have the same chance because of you.
The opening ceremony attracted people from across the country. Government officials attended. Business leaders donated generously. The villagers who once watched Mama Ngozi struggle could hardly believe their eyes. During the ceremony, Daniel talked to everyone. Holding back tears, he said,
I was abandoned before I knew what love was. But one woman chose me. She didn't ask whose child I was. She didn't ask whether I would become successful. She simply loved me. If every abandoned child could meet someone like my mother, this world would become a better place.
As Daniel stepped down from the stage, he walked straight to Mama Ngozi and embraced her before everyone. The crowd watched with tears in their eyes. In that moment, no one saw a wealthy businessman embracing a widow. They saw a son honoring the greatest mother he had ever known. Far away in the audience, Daniel's biological mother quietly wiped tears from her face. Although she knew she could never replace Mama Ngozi in Daniel's heart, she was grateful for one thing. The son she once abandoned had grown into a man whose heart was full of forgiveness instead of hatred. And she knew that was only possible because another woman had chosen love over convenience many years ago.
She stood quietly in front of the place where she had once sold akara. The old wooden stall was still there. She gently touched it and smiled.
This little shop gave me the greatest blessing of my life.
Daniel wrapped his arm around her shoulders. If you had not opened your heart that morning, I would never have known what a mother's love feels like. As they spoke, an elderly man slowly approached them. He was dressed worn-out clothes.
Are you Mama Ngozi?
Yes.
I have carried a secret for more than 25 years.
I was the first person to see the woman who abandoned David. David's heart skipped a beat. The old man continued.
I owned the bicycle repair shop across the road. That night, I saw a young woman carrying a baby. She cried for a long time before placing the child near your akara store.
Why didn't you stop her? Tears rolled down the old man's face. I thought she would return after calming down. By the time I realized she wasn't coming back, she had already disappeared. He reached into an old leather bag and removed a small cloth bundle. I found this where the baby had been lying. Inside the bundle was a tiny silver necklace with a small cross attached to it and a handwritten note that had become faded with age. The old man carefully unfolded the paper. The words were barely visible. To whoever finds this child, please don't hate him. I cannot give him the life he deserves. If God blesses him one day, tell him I loved him even when I walked away. Daniel stood frozen. Linda gently rolled his hand. Daniel folded the note carefully and kissed it. I spent years wondering if I had ever been loved before Mama found me. Today I know my mother loved me, but fear defeated her.